Money Sanjiang ponders how to report back to the master. The Blood Spirit Seven Swords. This young man has clearly entered the gate. The killing power is sufficient. To achieve this in such a short time, if the master knows, he should be very pleased. Money Sanjiang thinks about how to use Fang Che's point to help himself pat a loud ass-kissing sound. After all, it's the workplace. You have to eat, not ashamed. After all, there are many offerings. Fang Che sits on the carriage, closing his eyes and resting. But in his heart, he weighs these accidental martial arts students who stop here to watch the disputes. Wei Zihao is the most suspicious one, but it shouldn't just be him. Also, that Qing Ziyu, who looks thin, from afar also has some suspicion. But now I don't want to move them. First, it's useless. Second, they're too close to their families, which can easily bring trouble to my own family. Third, leaving them alone when we get to the martial arts academy, we can always find trouble, especially when we want to make noise and pass messages. We can always use them as natural shields. These can be used as backup plans. It's a waste of resources to move them now. We must cherish this kind of resource that can be abused at any time. Fang Che closes his eyes, sitting on the carriage, with a calm face. But in his heart, he is pondering. I came out this time, and then I will enter the martial arts academy. Once I go in, I don't know when I'll come out. Alas, I didn't attend the martial arts academy in my previous life. I don't know the rules. I have Yi Meng following me, and secretly, there should still be someone watching me. Neither the Town Guardian Hall nor the One Heart sect would let me out of sight. But going there will eventually be some inconvenience. I wonder how the Golden Horn Python is doing now. I originally wanted to take it along, but I don't know if there will be an opportunity. Fang Che finally gave up this plan. There is an extremely mean place over there. Let the Golden Horn Python cultivate for a while longer. It's better to wait for several months, or even 1 or 2 years, than to expose or dissipate prematurely. Fang Che took a deep breath and no longer thought about this matter. The Golden Horn Python is a backup plan that he prepared early for himself. When Yi Meng didn't appear, Fang Che had been considering this step of hidden chess. Because as a soul body, passing messages is really convenient. Even the last design of Sujia people was an accident, but there was also the idea of sending those guys to supplement the body for the Golden Horn Python. He has been waiting for the Golden Horn Python to transform from tangible to intangible. And once the soul cultivation advances further, he will receive it by his side. Even though Yi Meng is here now, he hasn't given up this plan. But until now, this plan that has been itching to move has to be put on hold temporarily. Step-by-step planning can affect long-term plans and absolutely cannot be moved ahead because it is convenient and easy to use. Finally, he arrived at the 10,000 Spirits Forest. The driver has returned. As a person with only a little martial power, driving here is already the limit. And it wasn't until now that Fang Che proposed. I'm buying your carriage, you go back yourself. Fang Che offered twice the price. The driver agreed happily, just very puzzled. Why do you want to buy it? Why not buy it earlier? Why did you have to buy it now? Fang Che certainly wouldn't buy it earlier. He sat comfortably in a carriage, resting and sorting out his thoughts, although his thoughts were already sorted out. But enjoy more is more, because after the driver leaves, he can only drive the car himself. Yi Meng can only sit in the car. All the things that follow must be independently completed before they can count as achievements. But it's psychologically unbalanced for the young master to drive the carriage and the maidservant to sit in the carriage, so he insists on taking half the road. Sit inside. Fang Che frowned. This young master drives the carriage personally. Hey! Yi Meng was stunned. Big round eyes looked blankly at Fang Che. The sun rises from the west, suddenly becomes considerate. Is it finally aware of the peerless beauty of this girl? After leaving the 10,000 Spirits Forest, if you haven't made progress, I'll sell you into the brothel. Fang Che threatened, then picked up the whip. Go. Yi Meng Yi Meng sits cross-legged in the carriage waiting. Her big eyes kept looking up, her pretty face full of speechlessness. Because Fang Che threw her and the carriage in the forest, went to hunt demon beasts. How could he be so reassured? Throwing this delicate beauty in the forest like this, and apparently having only a third-level martial artist cultivation, isn't she afraid of coming back as a pile of bones left behind by being bitten? It's really not caring about fragrance and jade. This heart is too big. Although she complained in her heart, her face still had to show a look of panic and unease. Crouching in the carriage without daring to move, she was just praying in her heart, "Don't let fierce beasts come, otherwise it will really be exposed." Fang Che moves like a ghost through the dense forest. Where he passes, not even half a leaf rustles. His goal is the demon beasts in the forest. Demon beasts below level 6. Level 1 demon beast, 100 inner cores, 1 academy point. Level 2, 50 inner cores, 1 point level. 3, 10 inner cores, 1 point. Level 4, 2 inner cores, 1 point. Level 5, 1 inner core, 2 points. Level 6, 1 inner core, 20 points. But level 6 demon beasts are basically equivalent to the combat power of around 5th rank martial artists. As for level 7 cough, don't think about it. If it appears, you have to prepare to become feces. Fang Che's target is definitely not level 1, 2, or 3. That's too slow. So he started straight for the depths of the jungle. For the first and second level demon beasts that were startled in the jungle, he ignored them completely. But the deeper he went, the more Fang Che felt something was wrong. But he couldn't say what it was. In front of a lush shrubbery, thick grass, Fang Che finally stopped abruptly. Looking at the shrubs, looking at the grass, looking at the surrounding trees, the feeling of something wrong became stronger and stronger. But where exactly is it wrong? He couldn't say. Can't help but think deeply. If there is a feeling, there must be a situation. But where is the situation? He concentrated his mind and looked at each blade of grass, each shrub, and each tree. Where does the problem lie in the environment? Where is the problem? Looked for a long time. A flash of inspiration flashed in his brain, and he suddenly remembered the two people who robbed the road. Because of the reason of the two people, Fang Che paid special attention to the environment. At that time, the two men stood under a large tree, the leaves shining, the leaves thick. Looking at the front, although the shrubs grow vigorously, whether it is trees or grass, the leaves are very thin, not malnourished, but also can't say well-nourished. The shrubs are very fine, but the bark is mottled, indicating a long age. All the trees nearby are the same, different from the situation of entering the jungle when the trees are thick enough for several people to hug. Almost no trees larger than hugging size. But judging from the mottled appearance of the bark, they are obviously much older than the trees. Outside, among the shrubs, there are some rotten animal carcasses. Fang Che flipped it over, and it was thoroughly rotten, but the fur color was still fresh. Fang Che thought for a long time, looking around the environment, sunlight shining through, dappled light. Spots. There's something wrong with this forest. In theory, the trees in the depths of the dense forest, rarely visited by humans, should be particularly vigorous. But this vast area is quite the opposite. Could it be geological reasons? There is no sense of crisis flashing, only a faint sense of silence. Standing here, you can hear your heartbeat clearly. There is a faint sense of shock, but not obvious. Apart from this, there is nothing abnormal. No discovery. Fang Che sighed. Let's get points first. These abnormalities, slowly consider. However, it must not be ignored. In the dark, a unicorn snake whose skin is almost indistinguishable from the surrounding environment silently crawled out, its long tongue flickering, and the two second-level small fox demons nearby were immediately rolled into its mouth. Enjoying the delicious food, a sword light suddenly fell, and it was nailed dead at the 7 inches. The strange snake's body convulsed, violently twisted, and the nearby trees swayed from east to west. But the sword has nailed down the strange snake. A moment later, the sword was pulled out, turning into a streak of surprise. With a puff, the head of the strange snake was directly cut off. Blood splashed everywhere. Fang Che dripped the snake blood onto the nameplate and then put the strange snake's inner core into it. A halo appeared on the nameplate. The inner core and blood disappeared at the same time. Several lines of words appear. Biua City, Fang Che. Points 0.5. This strange snake is undoubtedly a 4th level demon beast. It's only level 4. Fang Che was somewhat dissatisfied and got up immediately, rushing into the jungle. Within 15 minutes, Fang Che's points changed to 3. Sitting on the branches of a big tree, eating dry food, Fang Che was somewhat serious in his heart. This point is indeed difficult to obtain. 6 4th level demon beasts, only 3 points. This is still because Fang Che has rich experience in the world and is relatively familiar with the living habits of demon beasts and can quickly judge where the demon beasts hide according to the environment, so there is such a situation. From this, it can be seen that this 100 points are not easy to get. We need to find a group of demon beasts. Why is this whole area hundreds of miles square with trees and grass in a state of malnutrition? So far, I haven't left this area. What is the reason? Fang Che leaped down from the tree. After several hours, Fang Che, covered in blood, returned to the side of the carriage, and Night Dream trembled in the carriage. Public, Prince, have you come back? Look at your courage. Fang Che hummed, took off his dirty clothes, changed into new ones, and threw them into Night Dream's arms. Wash them when there's a chance. Yes. 3 hours of intense battle. Fang Che got 21 points. 100 points away, a long way to go. Driving the carriage forward for dozens of miles. Then stop again, holding the sword and getting off the carriage. Under the gaze of Night Dream, he rushed into the jungle, disappearing instantly. Night Dream noticed that before Fang Che entered the jungle, he paused for a moment, as if deliberately, observing the roadside trees. Can't help but be curious. What's so good about the trees to look at? In the dense forest, it is almost common to see young men in tight-fitting clothes darting around. Some are still fighting fiercely. Fang Che quickly passed everyone, his body like an arrow, and entered the edge of the forbidden area. Here, there must be higher-level demon beasts. Sure enough, in a canyon, Fang Che found a pleasant surprise. A group of 5th-level blood-toothed demon wolves. The pack of demon wolves numbered more than 100, but this was only what could be seen. I go nearly 200 points. Fang Che became excited. Next is how to wipe them out. After all, the demon wolves will not just sit there stupidly and let themselves be killed. And a pack of 5th-level demon wolves. None of them have low combat power, and there must be a wolf king among them. This pack of demon wolves, the fur is not bright either, and the nutrition is not good. They should be hungry, right? He noticed for a while. The surrounding trees and grass are still like that. Alive, but malnourished. It seems that this land only ensures that these plants live basic survival. In addition, there is no other gift. Some trees under the trees have animal corpses, and the leaves are not thick and shiny, as if the dead demon beast corpses have not provided any extra nutrients for these plants. After looking for a while, Fang Che quietly retreated. A moment later, he returned, with a bag of medicine powder in his hand. In a grand hall of Baiyun Martial Arts Academy, a group of martial arts academy teachers and staff stare at a virtual giant screen in front of them. Beside them, there are 2 pillars piled high with colorful spirit crystals, emitting brilliant light, supporting the screen with pure energy. On the screen, there are countless names, and each name shows the number of points. One professor of the Martial Arts Academy is very interested in looking at the list. This year's number of applicants is a bit more. Another size saying, hopefully, the 10,000th place won't exceed 30 points. Everyone else has a bitter smile on their faces, because beyond the top 10,000, the list is not displayed, so it is impossible to know who to admit. For so many years, the most has been admitted at one time, and it is still 8,200. people, which is still a long way from 10,000. Rest assured it won't exceed. And the last name is still 0 points now. It's been a day past. Speaking of which, from the 9,200th place downward, they are all 0 points. Above that, there are also many who have less than 1 point. An old man with white hair raised his head and looked at the rolling list above, saying, "Is the top 100? F. Ixt. Not yet. But the top 10 have already reached 50 points. Oh, let's take a look." Everyone looks at the 10 names at the top left of the screen. Autumn Cloud Up, 62. Ding Xiren, 49. Xie Gongping, 48. Fire Charan, 47. Emo Ganyan, 43. Fang Che, 39. Shimin Shuri, 38. While watching, the numbers next to Fang Che suddenly jumped twice, jumping directly to 43, and tying Emo Ganyan, and then jumping again 45, 47, 49, all the way to 90. One ranking first. It takes only a short time to catch your breath, and then it stops. Everyone is suddenly stunned. What's going on?